Hello everyone and welcome to today's PhotoBiz Live where we'll be doing website reviews. So if you want your website, examined, see how things could work better, this is a great day for that. So we're going to take a look at your website, see how we can make improvements, and kind of learn what everyone's doing. You might be doing something really cool that another person might want to be like, hey, I want to do that for my website. So I'm going to give people time, settle down, get in there, and leave in the comment section. If you want to have your website reviewed, you can leave it in the comment section, but also in the description you can fill out our form so you can have your website reviewed in the future. It's first come first serve basis. We have 3 lined up for today, but if we have any time at the end, if someone wants their website reviewed, we'll take a look at it then. But I'm going to give some people some time to settle in and we'll get started. Okay, so let's get started for today. And if you want to, you can always find out more information and tips and tricks, anything to improve your website. You can always check out our blog.photobiz.com. There's tons of featured posts, such as 4 brand new website templates that you can utilize for your business if you want to change the look of your website. We've got some fabulous new layouts that you can choose from right in there. But you can also see there's other things in here that can help you for your business, such as hey, we have a podcast. We were on a podcast as well, the one behind the lens. You can see we were talking about SEO without overwhelming, tips that you can follow for this year. And then you can see that we had those website templates released, but also maybe you have a logo but it's stuck on a white background. Maybe someone designed it for you. You can't get the designer anymore, and now you have to deal with this. Guess what? You can utilize ChatGPT and other features out there that can help you with removing those things, giving it a transparent logo for your business. And you can see all types of different types of things about AI search visibility, other ways to search online, and so many much more things that you can utilize for your business. So check it out. It's got some great tips and tricks there that you can utilize for your business anytime. All right, let's dive into our first website for today. This one's called Photo Conscious. So let's see what they're doing. Looks like they're doing some branded style photography, some adventure looking stuff. Okay. So right from the start, you can kind of see that they have this rotating banner. We see they do wedding portraits, but mostly we don't really see that here, weddings. So that'll be very interesting as this goes on, what style of photography that they're presenting. Because right now, I don't see a wedding element here, not even through any of this really. So that would be something that I definitely would want to make sure that is being marked for if that's up in your top menu. You want to make sure that you're relegating the most important style of photography that you want on your page. But right now it looks like you're doing more adventure focused, lifestyle imagery, things right here, some and then some even event photography as well. And there's only a little bit down here that talks about wedding and lifestyle photography. So I think the biggest core component, and maybe this isn't a big part of your business, but you're advertising for wedding, but rarely do I see it. So in that area, you have the information here, the locations that you tend to do your work in, which is good. Your location, you're located in Colorado. And right now I'm just trying to find that X factor for why someone would want to choose you. So having that type of information would be real. We have it down here, which is good for that real, raw, authentic, real part. But for the wedding component, it seems to be the only thing absent on the homepage. So is that something that you're still curating for yourself? Is that a part of your business that you're walking away from, but you still have the door slightly open? Just something to be conscious of when you're putting this information out there to people. Because if I was a bride, I come to this webpage and I'm like, where's the photos? You know what I'm saying? So let's just make sure that is the idea. Because if it's not, you don't need to have that portion really a part of your business anymore. Got some great information here. This is talking about that authenticity factor that you're giving to people, that you're doing that lifestyle approach, which is really nice. Feels wonderful just walking through that. Got this nice part about mindfulness, and then like just kind of where your starting prices are at, which is good. You know, we're getting into telling people prices right away, so when they roll right into it, they're not being sticker shock of anything like that. So this stuff looks really nice. Nice little rotating banners. Got this testimonial down here. This looks good as well. Some things that I would be conscious of just when putting the website together. You know, we have this large section here, and I guess this is our one wedding photo. But I don't even think you really need this style of photography here on the front end. I think what it wants to do, I want to start with the banner. I want to roll right into this section here about who, what, when, and where about you, and then the raw, authentic, and then here, and then you can push them to the gallery types. Like you could have a section here, not just being featured in the adventure galleries. You can have that, but I want to see like the style of photographies that you have. Click on it and then be able to go into those gallery types. So that's definitely something I would recommend here, changing it that way. And then we roll into this section here, and I think that looks and feels really well. So, and then you have the nice call to action here at the bottom. So that's something I would change here is I don't think you really need this section here unless you're just trying to be more presenting. I like this section here, pull this up above that with the details. So everything below this goes above, and even removal of this section, add some wedding photography to this section since we're talking about you as a wedding photographer. And then getting right into this stuff. I think this looks really good. Otherwise, yeah. All right, let's jump over to the wedding section. Maybe this page is more dedicated to it. So this page already definitely falls into that. It feels like it's going to be a little bit more landing page, but we're kind of scrapped on details. We get some pricing, which is good, but I think this is where you want to sell it. You want to make me feel and believe why you should be that photographer. So definitely put a little bit more information here. It's going to help just with SEO purposes as well. So like add a paragraph before we get to the pricing or something like that. Maybe put it in here like, hey, for a Colorado wedding or the locations that you're trying to target, this is where you can put in those details about how you're doing expansive, almost adventurous style wedding photography. Really oversell that moments and things like that. As far as some of the images on the banner, it looks like we might be able to change some of the focal point because right now their head's getting cropped in certain areas. But those are easy things to fix. You just move the focal point for the image up, and that should be easy to do. Hey, Stuart. Yes, I am. If you have a website, please put it in the just let me know what your website is. It might not let you put it here in the comment section due to YouTube spam filters, but there is a fill out form that you can fill out for a future broadcast. But if not, I can look you up. Just tell me the name of your business. If it just do it bead photography or something like that. All right, so yeah, those are some things that I would modify on this page. Make sure that there's just those little details, like having more about the who, what, when, and where about you, how you're gonna make a difference in that person's life with your photography style. Then we roll right into the packages and types of galleries that are visible. Now, I'm assuming that I could click on this and it would take me to that. See, I wouldn't know that consciously as a customer. I might not know that I can click here. So I would even change the style and approach of this, maybe make it more organized, like gallery points, because I might not know to click here that this is going to take me to that type of photography, especially on a mobile device. I'm just rolling through. And people are missing this entire adventure unless they're conscious to click on it to make it expand to that section. So something to think about, just those little things right there, especially since we're talking about every detail and things like that. We want to make sure that the curation, the ports where people can actually click into is very, very understood. You kind of have to guide people. They're not consciously going to know that they can click here to take them to this type of page. So some things that I would definitely modify, and I do love the details on these further pages where you're going into like their own individual events. So that's really good, and I like how you have that as well. So I think the page idea is a really great idea. Let's expand upon it, make it a little bit easier on this page to find that they can get to those sections. Okay, all right, let's jump over to the portrait section. All right, so we got some portraits here, portraits that show the true love. This takes up a lot of real estate. I want some details here, so let's add that there when possible. Got some good photos. Yeah. Again, the mindful investment part you have on your homepage, this is good here. Now, this is local portraits starting at 150, but if I come over here, it's saying something else. Was it not? So the adventure packages. Okay, so just want to make sure, because these feel so similar, I thought it was the same portion. So just be conscious of that. Like when you're putting this out there, people might be like, I already read this section, but if there's different details here, definitely might want to change the image, relegate it to it, because I already thought this was exactly the same thing that was on the home page. Oh, sure, yeah. Yeah, no problem. I'll have to try to find your website. Just let me know, is it something, you don't even need to put the .com, but if you can just tell me the website without the .com in the comment section, I'll take a look at it, okay? So yeah, you can see that maybe I would have a little, maybe even a different title, and then different photo, and I would think this is a completely different section than the homepage one. Excuse me. Featured galleries, nice rollover effect. Again, with this style, it feels like it's rolling right into this section versus being a clickable section. So I definitely might want to change this. It going straight to white might tell people that they're going there, but I definitely would do something that kind of gives it a little bit of like maybe even go into a darker tone so they can see that this is like a clickable. I think you can also add like a button to these sections as well, so they know to like see more or something like that. So I definitely would do that, because now that I'm conscious of this, I would do this, but not every customer might know to do that. So just something to be, and see, this one goes to a senior portrait session, professional headshots, and such. So there's some different ways we can, and more organized ways we can make this so people know that these are galleries that they're going to have their own details with those types of photography. So definitely would want to make sure that they are understanding that when they go into it. Oh, that's cool. I like this idea. You got one for online dating portraiture. Very cool idea. Testimonials, that looks good. Again, so yeah, really it comes down to changing this out, bringing even featured galleries up to here might be really worth it. Something that I definitely would change here is we just don't have much details about the photography itself, what you provide, like different types of sites. Like we have to get to here, and they have to be they have to understand that they're going to see the types of photography you do. So definitely want to make sure that you have that there when it comes to putting that there. Samuel asks, are you only reviewing all types of websites or only PhotoBiz websites? I'm reviewing all types. So if you want to, you can leave it in the comments section, or you can also fill out our form. I'll take a look at your website for a future broadcast if we don't have time today, or if we do have some time, I'll take a look at it as well. Hey Steve, hope you're doing well. All right, let's jump over to our next page, portfolios. So these, again, I'm guessing they're all events that you can click onto. So I'm curious, and I'm now going to ask you how has this experience been for customers? Do they realize that they can find more information by going into these by just tapping, or do we need a better signifier? Because to me, I might not know to click this and it's going to take me to a whole nother event. So they might want to do something here that makes it a little bit easier for them to understand that these are clickable, that are going to take me to new experiences, so I learn more about the types of photography being provided. I do love the idea of the adventure elements. I do love the going to your wedding page and actually seeing those wedding photos now. But I just want to make sure at the end of the day that your customers are knowing how to get to those places navigation wise, because navigation is the most difficult thing for customers to be able to do. They might just see these photos and think that's it, which, hey, that's all you really need at the end of the day anyway. But since you have all these great elements that are basically targeted web pages, landing pages for people, let's make sure that they're easy to navigate to at the end of the day too. All right, so check out your investment page. Great details, easy enough, really good. Only thing I would do, you have this kind of doing that, I would definitely, since you have the phone call kind of centered, I would just center up the button really on this page. Other than that, simple enough, looks good. Let's check out your about. All right, there, let's see what we got. Good information about you. Great. And then walking them through the things. Something you can do on this page, you can say, hey, something right here could be right before you get to filling out the form, or below the form, view my work, and it can take them to the top 3 places you want to take them to. Travel, wedding, portraits, or anything like that. That might be good. Or put it below here. That way you have a nice little ending option for them. Check this out. Okay, looks good. Great looking blog. The only thing I noticed is you can remove the dates if you want to, and I recommend doing this if you haven't blogged in a while. And the reason why I do that is subconsciously customers will have a subliminal idea that, oh, it's been 2 years since you've done anything. Oh, is this person still working? If that makes sense. Where we might interpret it as, well, I'm too busy to blog. They might interpret it as, oh, this business is closed. If that makes sense. And you don't want to look like that. Or this person no longer updates. Is something over? Do they not do this anymore? People always reflect on the glass half full instead of you being too busy, right? So, that might be what is consciously there. Because immediately I'm like, oh, it's been 2 years since you updated. Dang, is he not working anymore? You don't want that feeling. So, things you could do is just easily turn that off, and these things live forever, and they could be anytime. This could have been yesterday, for all we know, if you turn off the date options. Easy to do. Let's just jump into one real quick. Steve had a question. Can you talk more on how to optimize landing pages? Yes, I will momentarily. So you go in here, you got dating profile photos, great bits here, great information. I mean, you got these are looking good. This is a great blog. So yeah, you got the blogging down. It needs to be informational, not just photos. So keep it up, yeah. And keep it short and sweet like this. Fantastic. Let's see if there's anything else to look at. So Derek, the only thing I'm going to say is I want to just change the navigation a little bit just to make it clear for customers when it comes to these things. Steve had a question about the landing page experiences I was talking about. So, say if I were to click here, you can see that on this page it's for Fort Collins elopements. So anyone that's wanting to get eloped in Fort Collins is going to go to have that optimized. I'm looking to get, an elopement here. Your photo, your page, this web page itself might show up first before anything about like getting eloped. If you have optimized it correctly. So having those details. So we see Fort Collins, types of things after the court house elopement, things like that. These are things that you're conscious of when you're building that stuff together. You got a testimonial here. The biggest things you could do next on here is talk about pricing options if you wanted to. You could talk about the experience overall, what it was like for them. You got the testimonial already kind of doing that. So how about we add any other elements that you can to this page to emphasize that. So other things you can do is you can go through these pages and also add alt text that can help optimize for search. So, this could be beautiful sunset wedding, elopement, in X area. Easy to do. You can utilize our PhotoBiz AI to assist with that writing, but then you can just put where the location is, and that'll help when people are searching for elopements or weddings in that area. Just little bits like that. And then, of course, instead of having it click over and going here to book with you, you could have that booking form directly on this page, and that way you're saving them a click. You're saving them the trouble of going through to the next source, and they can do it all right here on this page. You can do that for all your pages. That way they all live and breathe their own way. We have some great articles you can check out on our blog about optimizing gallery pages to be landing pages. Let me pull that up real quick. So if you come here, it's going to be from a couple years ago, but let me search it out. As you can see, we have tons of tips and tricks to help with assisting with that. I think it's from 2022. Used to be faster for me to get to, but we've been writing for so much for the last few years. Now you want to make sure that you can find it. Here you go. Optimizing your gallery pages for search. So May 18th, I'm going to throw it over in the comment section. So Steve, if you like that, I'll post it there later. But you want to go here. This is going to talk and walk you through how to create portfolio pages, things like that are optimized for search. This is what's going to help, making sure that you have H1 tags, add descriptions. So like any type of page, you want to have a description. So if it's about senior photography, you want to have something with senior photography type words invested in there. So it's creating the who, what, when, and where, and why about anything. So that's the most important part. And then having no dead end, making sure there's a form at the bottom or a secondary menu that leads into another gallery or a call to action. So those are the types of things you can do to help and enhance the page data. And of course, updating your SEO on that side is also going to help as well. So all these types of things are available. Take a look at these blog articles. They are there. Again, this one's called How to Optimize Your Gallery Pages for Search. So that's the one you're looking for, Steve. That'll help you out. And that data is still important and very important for today. But yeah, Derek, those are some things that I would recommend and suggest. If you want to talk with our team, if you want our coaching services or anything like that, please reach out to us. We'll be able to assist you. But they're just minor things. The biggest thing is just the navigation point. It's making sure that is curated as best as possible. Because I want to make sure that people are finding this information at the end of the day. All right, let's jump over to our next website. So this is Lauren Weiner. Let's take a look at what we got. Beautiful intro, family photography, great. Spring, Texas. So do family or senior sessions. So far, really looks really nice. There's some things that I'm gonna critique here, and it mostly comes down to padding. So you can see, all right, we start here, great. Then we're falling right into here right away. I would put some space or padding or air between. You see how this one has nice spacing? This one's a little butted up to it. I definitely would modify that just a touch so to kind of match the previous padding a little bit. You have a line break here, which we don't necessarily need because it rolls right into a testimonial. I would add some space in between that so it's not so butted up to the color, so it doesn't feel, so it gives it a little bit more room to breathe, especially if this large text, it looks like it's trying to burst out of it, which could be cool, but it also could be like, oh, if it goes any further, it's going to fall out of that, and you don't want that feeling for the customer. Love this. Love the text wrapping. Think that looks really nice. Then we go to this testimonial, and it's a little bit smaller. So distinguishing a consistency. We want to make sure it's consistent throughout, making sure that they all feel appropriately weighted. Those are some things that we want to take a look at. You have no caps here, but then we go down to this section. It's all caps, so try to make they all consistent in that. Add some spacing in between this, giving this some room to breathe as well, so it doesn't feel butted up. Got another line that we don't really need. We have some white text now on the pink tone versus it being a darker color. Let's make sure it's consistent on that side. I do like the spacing on that, but I think you could even have more with more gravitas. We have full caps again, not necessarily what we need. Might even want to be able to shorten this a little bit so you can get it all before it has to go to text wrapping. I think that would look really nice as well. I would add some more spacing here as possible as well, because it just feels very truncated and like a little line that goes right into a call to action, which goes into a line, which goes into another call to action. Just some things like that to be aware of. I'm guessing these are the locations that you are found in. Not necessarily important because it's just there. It's not saying anything, so I would remove that, redact that part. Come on in. I mean, you got to see the art. I feel like those are conflicting. And then yes please here. We got a lot of call to actions happening directly on this page. Where would you like them to go? Be very direct with your directions, because if you tell them to go too many places, they're going to get lost. And then rolling right into the blog, I would make this stand out more because it feels very floaty. Maybe all the sections on color for the blog, so it feels like it's more standalone. Then scroll down. Oh, we got some more. You don't need this. We already know where you're located at. This is just going to hamper the SEO on the page. Drop me a line to get started, then into a testimonial, and then into some text that does nothing for the website. This is just SEO keyword stuffing. Not important. Google hates that stuff now. It does not like it. You already have it multiple places. Already know where you're located at. So there's a lot of things I would do to strip out to make this page feel more, instead of fluff added to it, but also like more grand at the end of the day. Right now it feels like a lot of elements have just been thrown on the homepage, where your homepage should feel a little bit more like the brochure type experience. A little testimonial, a little bit of what type of style of photography you do, other portions, maybe the blog, and then giving them a direct connection to booking with you or leading them to the next location. So we got a very long homepage with a lot on it. And with some sections with very large text and small text, and then changes through caps and stuff. I would shrink this down. This is a very large font for the menu. Just feels very, very large. Change to the about. Let's see. Love this photo. Looks great. These are too close, too similar. So I would make this color probably different. Just because they feel very familiar. Like both of them feel like call to actions, if that makes sense. I would modify this a little bit so it doesn't feel left. It leans toward the left, but it's centered, if that makes sense. We can make that have more impact. Love this. This looks nice. Love that. Add a little spacing here. Remove the line, not necessary. This looks great. This section's good. Add a little padding in between in here just to give it some breathing room. Remove this line. There's a lot of space in here. We can make that a little bit better. Join the list, and can't wait to meet y'all. Drop me a line. Yeah, you could add that here, I think, and that'll be good. And then we have this join list. We don't need double actions there, but just minor things I would change on this page. Families, let's see. Great little start. Add a little bit of padding and air in there. Move on to this section. This looks good as well. I like how it's kind of rolling through different stories. That looks cool. I like how you're showing the portraiture when it's in frame. That looks good. If anything, I might bold this just a little bit so people see pricing. Anytime there's pricing, I wanted to stick out a little bit more because the button's almost bigger than the most important part. And then you have this all caps, and this is not all caps, and then this is not all caps. Then this is caps, so just be aware of that. I feel like there was a conclusive part about this page, and it might have been right in here. Then it just kind of keeps going. So definitely might want to redact some things just to make it a little bit easier. I want to get from here to the extended part. I want to go all the way to frequently asked questions. And there's ways we can design this. You can make that collapsible using our FAQ block. And I think that would look more engaging for customers because then they could just jump right to the question they're looking for versus having to scroll and find the question that they might ask. And there's a lot of questions here. Then add a call to action down here at the bottom for booking. That's what I would do next. But yeah, definitely just it just really comes down to some self-editing here. This page otherwise looks really nice. I would just modify a few things for spacing. Make sure the call to actions are all consistent with the same type of font styling that you chose, and then just even just self-edit some parts down at the bottom. Let's go to the extended family, especially since we have a whole page dedicated to it. That looks nice. That looks cool. Since we already have a barrier break, you don't need a line here, so remove that. Change the FAQ styling up. I think that would be really nice. Got a lot of space here, just not doing anything. Our Book Now button looks strangely unfamiliar to the rest of the page. I would make sure it's consistent. You know, usually your buttons are on the outside here, unless you want to put some contact words within this type of section. We have a Load Now button that doesn't say Load Now. Want to make sure that that is visible. I'm guessing these are image from blogs. Yeah, make sure that they can like learn more about see other sessions or see previous sessions for this type of photography, or check out my blog if it's all blog content. Yeah, so there's a few things that I would modify there. Not too much. Let's check out seniors. Like that, give this a little air to breathe. Like the rollover effect, that's nice. Seeing the price, that's nice. Might want to put all caps for the buttons to kind of match our titles. Very cool. Looks good. Got a little space. Let's either add some up here or remove some there. Oh, it's centered this up since the rest is centered. This is a very large call to action. I'm sure there's a way we could do it where there's text above and then it just says get started. That's all you need. Art page, let's take a look. This looks good, not bad. Got some shifting, that looks good. That looks nice. not too bad. I like this page. I think there's some good ideas here. Again, you could change how the buttons are done if they're all capped, or have something, the statement on the outside, and then learn more or get started. Uh, yeah, and then just remove this line. You don't need it. Takes us over to it. Looks good. Very cool. Let's see your most. I'm guessing this is your most popular blog setup. I can tell. You remove the dates, which is good because this can live forever. It's a very evergreen subject. Very nice. Let's look at just one of your sessions. Great start. Great info. Scroll down. Great bit info. Yeah, not too long. Great storytelling through it. Let's check out another one. Yeah, I mean, blogs look great. They're not too long-winded or just photo scrolls. So this looks really nice. Yeah, really, the only things I have is just the homepage is the one that needs the most love to, because it's the one that probably most people are going to see first. So just modifying that, making sure that it's been curated and cleaned up, and then just some formatting. Really getting some of the formatting on this and some other pages down, making sure there's consistency throughout the pages. And stuff like that, because right now they kind of are all over the place, a little scattershot on which styling is more appropriate. I think for buttons, definitely stick with the all caps. I think that would look good, but then just kind of figuring everything else. You got all caps here, but then none there. You don't want to make it all of a sudden look like you're screaming at them. So it needs to all be consistent in some fashion. So definitely want to take a look at that stuff. And if you need help, you can reach out to our team. You can also reach out to our services and our coaching services if you want one-on-one time with someone going through your website and helping you build that out and making those updates. Thank you so much for allowing us to take a look at your website, Lauren. You got some beautiful photography. Now we just need to tweak the website to get it just a little bit better. I think it wouldn't take that long, really. All right, let's take a look at our last website for today. We have Laura Tinney. Okay, what type of photography? Looks like family. Let's see if that's event, family, headshots, branding, wedding, elopement, engagement. So definitely want to put that here. Put some information about the types of photos that you're doing. Because right now it goes in, you can't go back in time, soothe the inner critique and say, I need to lose weight, I need to get in shape, I need to just enjoy the moment, the reason why you came here, beloved. This doesn't really say anything about the types of photography you do. It's more about like self, how you can self-improve yourself. And which is a great notion to have for photos, but you can create something around that. Like, have you ever wanted to have the photos that you love most hang on your walls? Well, I'm the photographer for you because I take the best family photos. I'll take the best engagement, wedding sessions, events photos that you'll cherish for years to come. Don't worry about how you looked in the past. I'm going to make sure you look good now and into the future. Easy enough. Drive some of that storytelling directly on this page. I think that's something that you can do when it comes to getting people excited. Because right now, I don't know where you're located at, and I don't know what types of photography that you curate for. And even at the bottom, it says real estate and commercial photography. And I don't see that anywhere here. So something to be aware of. Okay, let's jump over to your contact page. This is the next one. I would definitely typically put the contacts at the end because the next step should be either learning about you or going directly into your style. So contact, thank you for your interest, a little bit of information, that form again. Not bad, a lot of dead space, I would remove that. Services. Yeah, again, a lot of self-help in here. I do like this line at the top. I think that's good. Think of the sessions of family, guidance, flattering, lighting, make yourself look like. So I like the message again, like you're trying to say, but you just need to go a little bit deeper into it. Every couple, let's capture those moments that your year's fun. This looks great. This one's awesome. Uh, Added a little bit of detail here. I think that'll go a long way. And same thing here, but you need to make this clickable if they're going to a gallery for it. So yeah, just some details I definitely would do. I think this is kind of a great starting point for even your homepage. So think about how you can, especially this one, how can you bring that to the front? Because right now when I come to the homepage, it just seems a little like, what? Oh, are you someone that's going to help with my self-esteem versus a photographer? Something to definitely think about. All right, let's jump over here. Whoa, tiny font. I got glasses on and I can't read that. Yeah, you're gonna definitely need to make that font a little bit larger, and also think about spacing. These have two spaces that aren't necessary. Then we jump right into the types of sessions. Now, it's been since March and previously February of the last year in there. You might want to remove the dates. Again, I recommend it on our first website. That way you don't get programmed in saying, oh, does this person work often? You might be busy, but we don't know that. And if we're starting to see photos that are like taken a year apart, like here's one 2025, here's one 2024, it looks like they're from the same set, if that makes sense. You want to make sure that that's not being subconsciously in someone's head saying, oh, they don't take any photos except for this one couple, So it's something to think about. Let's take a look at a session real quick. Great bit of details, so that's good. Add a call to action. Get them to want to book with you. This one, same thing, great steps. And add a call to action again to book with you. Let's jump over to the FAQ. Looks great. Got a pink color. We don't use that anywhere else on the website. And we're getting this yellowish tone creep up. I don't think that's necessary either. You might want to change the tone on that. Simple enough on that page though. About. Like the stylization. I think that looks pretty cool. Going right into the DNA of you. Looks really great. Yeah, not bad. What do I do different? I might start with a photo, might start with you in that photo up here, then get into this section. I think that'd be kind of cool. Just so someone comes to this page immediately knows what's happening. Because this is very spacey, which looks really cool, very gallery focused. But for a about page, someone might be like, what is happening, So I just want to make sure that it's organized enough so they understand there's details down here that we can learn about you. And this goes to a secondary website. So, and I think that's a GoDaddy one. So if you want us to take a look at that website in the future, let us know. So Laura, I think there's some really great ideas here. I think it's just really organizing and making sure your message is proper. There's some ideas that you're putting out here, but I want it more story told. You're trying to tell people like, hey, finding their ideal self, not thinking about their negative parts, and how you can express that through your photography, I think is really going to be what sells it. Right now, when I come here, it feels, I don't know where you're located at unless I scroll all the way to the bottom. I don't know that this is for photography, really, until I read the word photography here. So that's something that we want to put that information out there so they can understand it, but also for SEO purposes. It's going to help your pages be found when it mentions those types of things versus it just not mentioning it at all. Or it might get confused and think you might be a self-help guru versus a photographer. Yes, they can both be kind of one and the same, but we want to make sure that that is the bread and butter that you're going for, that you're being found and sought out for that. Other than that, the pages are well organized. There's just a few things I tweak here and there, and that's mostly just making sure there's details in these sections and a button if this goes to further galleries. So you can come in here, there's some information. There's a lot of dead space here. So there's some things I would functionally work on this page to make it a little bit better. For this one, it's just a standard gallery. got a form at the end. I would put like a call to action saying, "Hey, are you ready for your wedding sessions? Book with me today." This one, same thing, standard gallery, same thing, and it just says website, which takes them back to the homepage. So definitely some things I would modify there, but mostly little tweaks. Not too bad of tweaks, but just to help with navigation on that side. If you need any help with those changes, reach out to our team. If you want help one-on-one, you can do our coaching services, or if you just want to let our team do it, you can also get our design services on top of that. All right, so that's it for today. Again, check out this blog if you want to learn more about how you can optimize your gallery pages for search. Just look for it on our blog.photobiz.com. Check out all our other tips and tricks that we have available. Check out our new templates. They're gorgeous. I've been messing around with them. I love Amelia. It's really big, posh looking. Look at this. How amazing that looks. It's a gorgeous looking website. It makes me want to start mine over just because it's so beautiful. In the review session, what is an ID account? Stuart, if you have a PhotoBiz website, every website comes with a ID. If you do not have one, that is okay. Just do not put it in. But if you have a PhotoBiz website, you can use that, and it just makes it easier for me to find your website in our system. But yeah, you can check out all these beautiful websites that are available. Different ones, seniors, one for headshots, and then one for kids. Those are the 4 brand new ones that we have. If you want to learn other things that we have going on, you can check out our education.photobiz.com. You can see our upcoming events that we have. Today we're doing website reviews. Next week we have a awesome interview with our headshot photography with special guest Kate DeCoste. So that'll be a great one that you can join us for. Listen to that. If you have any questions afterwards, please let us know and we'll send it to her to look at as well. Sam, do you have? Can you? I need to know what your website is. Do you have the .com anywhere? If you can, just place it in the comment section. If it doesn't appear for me, there might be a spam filter that's been turned on YouTube. I might need to put the website without the .com. Not sure what it is. It won't allow me to submit. Just put 0 for now, then Stuart and I can figure it out. From there, you can see what else we have coming up. More website reviews. Ask me anything about how to start booking, and go from there. All right, let me pull up Sam's website if I got time. And then also, if you need any assistance, one-on-one help, we have our coaching services that are available. We have a design service in 1 hour. You get a lot done. For $150, you can get a lot done. So if you need help setting up galleries, e-commerce, marketing, forms and contracts, SEO, or just getting started in general, it's a great place to start. All right, let me take a look at your website. Okay, I got it going. Let's just take a look real quick. I'm guessing it's Tech Unreal Inc. Is that correct? Is it this website? I mean, visually, you're using some really cool high-tech scripts and stuff like that. Looks really impressive. How does it flow on a mobile? Does it feel good? Visually, there's some really cool components to it. There's some nice little elements here. Process looks really nice. It's a no-code website. Okay. Yeah, I think it looks pretty good. I think I like this section here, showing off your team. I think that looks really nice. Like the drop down here. Whoa, you get even a cool cursor. I don't know if you need the cool cursor. Sometimes it's extra code when not necessary. And now I know it's a no-code website, but this is adding something here. Like it's slowing down my cursor, if that makes sense, just by having this immersive little dot. And for me, there we go. I want to make sure if I click, I can click anywhere in the space that it'll do that. And sometimes those little dots or alternative cursors can kind of throw you off. Also, it blends into here, and I can't see where my dot is. If I left it here, I wouldn't know, right? So it's just things to consider. People are so used to seeing the white cursor, so just be aware of that. No, it's very impressive looking. Looks really nice, very clean. Images kind of reload and unload in certain spots. I'm guessing that's to conserve, how much data is being utilized throughout the system, which is fine as long as it loads fast. That's the most important part. This section kind of is feeling empty and floaty. I would definitely like I like this section where it's going from gray to black. Then we get this nice line break, nice piece of banner. But then we go to this floaty black section, and it started off with this testimonial. I would make this testimonial section stick out a little bit more. Even utilize the color, like that red would be a great way to kind of this whole section off. And then it goes into this black section of the projects that you've done. There's some ultra heavy white space there, which is fine since we're at the bottom, especially if we're going with that modern look. But here, this is the only part that feels like it's kind of just a gloss over. I want this to have more impact since he's talking about impactfulness. But that looks really nice. I really like what you've done with it. It looks really cool. Those are the only things I would definitely modify. Let's see what's up in the hamburger menu. Got about us. Is this all go here? Okay, goes there. Good. Got some information. Yeah, looks very polished, very clean looking. What else we got? Let's check out projects. Projects are probably as you go by. Yep. Oh, got some music going now. Be aware of music. I don't know if that's coming from a video or not, but Google does kind of dock you if things autoplay with music. They might not show you in search as frequently because people don't want to be like surprise music. It's kind of funny that like that. Okay. So some things to just be aware on that side, especially when you go into those things. But other than that, I mean, I think the website's looking really cool. It's very stylish, very posh. Feels like a lot of tech. Oh, looks like there's music on this page now all of a sudden. Yeah, I would try to not have music. For me, it's like, ooh, surprise for the customer or client. But also, again, Google doesn't like that really. It sees it as a, they'll actually dock things for stuff like that because no one wants to be surprised. Imagine like if you're going to a website and all of a sudden it starts like making loud noises at you. Google basically has a buffer put in on that side to prevent that from happening. So something to be aware of. Just I would remove the music there and then beef up that testimonial section, Samuel. I think that would look good. And again, if you want to have your websites reviewed in the future, just fill out in the description there is a form. Fill it out, and we'll take a look at your website, see what's going on. And if you make any updates, Samuel, please let me know. I'll take a look at it in the following weeks. Yeah, the music is loud. See, it's like that's something that'll scare people away from a website. And if they don't know how to turn it off, they'll mute it right away, which already puts like kind of that notion in them. So the way we've kind of been talking over the last few years because of Google's basically saying no, it doesn't like that, is let people curate their own experience with that. Okay? If they might want to be listening to their Spotify and now they can't because they got your music going on in the background. Yeah, see if you can do it on that side. But other than that, pretty great. All right, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. That's our hour for today. If you, again, want to have your website reviewed in the future, we have it in the description. Check it out. And hope to see you next time. Sorry, Stuart, I don't have time today, but I'll put you on the lot. And I can, guess what? If I have time, I'll review it early next week and send it to you. Okay? That way you don't have to wait for the next event. And I can send it to you privately, okay? I do lives every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. All right, thanks for